And you may ask me this question: how have the 49 years have been for Papua New Guinea? It is true that our challenges are many and our systems remain fragile. Our people need greater empowerment in many aspects of their life. Nearly 50 years on, our democracy remains strong as ever. Our constitution as bold as ever since it was mounted first in our Constitutional Assembly on 15th of August 1975 under Australian administration. We have not fallen to the barrel of gun as many emerging nations globally, and our democracy in a land of 1,000 tribes remains vital and intact. Despite the huge challenges of our land, the diversity of culture and languages, and a weak economic starting point, our 1,000 tribes are still keeping on as one people, one nation, one country, in total allegiance to the Constitution. Our people are resilient. Since 1975, we have run 10 elections. Many of them had their fair share of challenges, but we unfailingly have produced governments. Yes, there might have been many contests along the way, including vote of no confidences, but we have remained one democratic nation, maintaining the core of democracy in our country. We have not failed to uphold the values and principles of democracy as enshrined in our national constitution. Many people forget the huge disadvantage we started with and the natural obstacles we continue to face. Our country is a big country. We're not a small island state, we're a big country. Our country comprises 462,840 square kilometers of land. To give you some context, the land size is bigger than Japan, bigger than New Zealand, bigger than United Kingdom or England. It is one of the most rugged and inaccessible countries in the world because of its impenetrable dense tropical rainforests, its terrain, its thick jungles, open valleys, vast swamplands, complex river systems that is ready to fire up your clean energy source, isolated islands, and far-flung atolls. Huge diversity in terms of not just culture and people, but the landscape in itself. You throw that into a starting economic base of a 5 billion KINA economy. If you relate to Australian dollars, it's possibly under 1 billion Australian dollar at 1975. We had a population base of 3.5 million, 95% of whom were illiterate, all diverse and living in rural areas, a country with no modern infrastructure, roads, only with few small scattered towns, and a very small percentage of people in formal employment. My own Huli tribe, for instance, came first in contact with government and church workers in 1952. This was our starting point in 1975. These have all been our challenges, but as I visit you today, I ask you, do not give up on Papua New Guinea. We have always bounced back from our low moments, and we will continue to grow, learning from every low moments and every high moments. We learn from past experiences. In this regard, I want to indicate to this House, we are making structural reforms and trying our best to improve our public sector efficiency to carry the country for the next 50 years. These reforms and changes include our governance and our public service structure. Changes are also being made to our courts and our judiciary, the police force, and we are also strengthening our anti-corruption laws and environment. For our economy, we have made a number of progress from the last couple of years. You recall my 5 billion KINA economy starting point. When I took government in 2019, we were 80 billion KINA economy. Today, IMF and World Bank will confirm that we are operating in a 111 billion KINA economy. And our own government and my generation of leaders aim to move it to a 200 billion KINA economy, if not in the next 10 years at the very earliest. The need to move the economic pendulum is more important right now because of the higher growth of population we have in Papua New Guinea. And economists amongst us would know population must grow lower than economic growth to sustain an economy. That is our target.